Hi, this is Dan. I watched a movie the other night about Bob Dylan. I think it was called The Complete Unknown. And he sang the song when he was in front of I think, a Newport audience and said, "This is a new song." And the song was, "The Times They Are a-Changing." Well, it's very interesting to me that the times are changing, but the future of medicine is what's changing. And then my wife brought up a point. She said that there's a quote, it's attributed to Albert Einstein, basically, that the future of medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. But the truth is, Einstein, there's no record of him doing that, but there is, George Lakowski, a Russian French engineer, developed multiple wave oscillator in the early 20th century, aiming to use electromagnet frequencies for healing purposes. You can find that in Wikipedia if you wanted to. And then there's Paul Noguier, a French neurologist, who introduced what is it? It's a therapy that it's sort of an acupuncture that involves stimulating specific points of the ear, which he believed corresponded to various parts of the body. And then Irving Dorkick, an American vascular surgeon, proposed the what the supersonic wave energy theory, suggesting that modulating the body's natural wave frequencies could aid in disease treatment. And so, while the origin of the specific quote from attributed to Einstein is uncertain, the idea that frequencies can change a role in medical treatments has been a topic of interest and research for various scientists and practitioners along the way. And then, Bob Dylan also said, he said, "The line is drawn, the curse is cast, calling generations to rise with the tides of change." His voice, vibrating at a specific frequency, was more than melody, it was medicine. And perhaps even then, he intuitively gasped that, or grasped what science is now beginning to echo: frequency matters. In the world of tomorrow, the future of healing won't be just chemical, it will be vibrational. My wife and I just attended it was called an Inspire event, that holistic type healers, and they were using tuning forks to um, tune the body, if you will, which was pretty amazing. And so you go from folk anthems to protons, the rise of light therapy. And just as Dylan's music captured a cultural shift, modern wellness is experiencing its own transformation. And so it's going to be shaped by light. Light therapy, or phototherapy, is no longer a fringe concept reserved for seasonal blues or cosmetic clinics. From ancient sunlight rituals to Nobel Prize-winning by Niels Finsen in the early 1900s, humanity has long known the power of light. Today, specific wavelengths are being harnessed not only to elevate mood and improve sleep, but to activate deep cellular processes. From boosting the mitochondrial function to increasing collagen and influencing peptide production. LifeWave, there's an X39 and 49 paths that they have, for instance, and they use organic nanocrystal structures to reflect targeted wavelengths of light into the body, triggering photobiomodulation, big word, but the stimulation of physiological processes using light. Clinical data has shown that increased production of GHK and GHK-Cu peptides with X39, known to support tissue repair, skin health, youthful gene expression. X49, on the other hand, appears to influence bone density and muscular support by altering levels of AHKCU and reducing markers of bone breakdown. So these patches do not transmit any chemical. Rather, they speak the language of the body frequency, echoing the harmonious intelligence of acupuncture, but doing it with light. The interesting thing about our body is our body doesn't know that you have cancer. It doesn't know you have diabetes. It doesn't know you have COPD. It just knows that something's not right. And basically, that's what we're looking at. And then there's water, the most ancient of healers, reimagined for the modern age. David Schmidt, who is the inventor of LifeWave, he does more than purify, it transforms. There's a new water machine, X20, that's coming out supposedly this year, for purchase, if you will. It's already out and being tested. But it actually infuses water with molecular hydrogen, which is being done by some other companies. But the proprietary light infusion frequencies, creating a form of living water designed to support collagen production, hormone balance, and bone health and immune strength. But here's where things get beautifully strange. The machine actually modifies the geometry of water molecules, enhancing their ability to pass through cellular membranes. This isn't science fiction. It's the physics of hydration elevated to a new plane. And what we drink, it seems, can now resonate with our biology in more profound ways than ever before. So, across patches and purified light infused water, a theme emerges. The body, like a finely tuned instrument, responds best when played with harmony. And as our understanding of biogenetics deepens, we're discovering that frequencies, once the domain of musicians and physicists, are quietly becoming the medicine of the future. LifeWave also has a patch called SP6, which has demonstrated measurable improvements in organ function simply by stimulating acupuncture points through a nanoscale frequency reflection. And there are others, but the conclusion is, singing with the body, healing with light. So what lies ahead? If Dylan was the prophet of social change, perhaps this new era calls for a different bard, if you will, different singer, one who listens to the language of light, to the frequency of water, to the subtle songs sung within our cells. By the way, we have 37.2 trillion cells in our body. And the times, they are a-changing, from pill to patch, from potion to froton. And for those who dare to listen, the frequency of the future is already here, quietly humming beneath our skin, flowing through our veins, dancing in every drop we drink. So I hope this is of interest to you, and I hope that you understand that the future, things change every day. Acupuncture at one point was not covered by insurance and thought to be something that was unrealistic. The same with chiropractic, the same thing. And, but it's commonplace today. And so we just, we wish you well. We hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for listening. Oh, by the way, we do have a website. It's called www.createwellness.us. I also have a Facebook business page called Create Wellness. I'd love it if you drop a link and follow. Anyway, have a great day. Thank you. Bye.